Hey guys, JT Plays here. So, again, I apologize for dropping the ball on not really giving you answers as to where the hidden things were. Just refresh this page. But I'm going to try and help out or rewrite my wrongs a bit here by telling you that this is to a YouTube link. You match it all up and get to a YouTube link. Walk with me, youngling. I'm not sure I want to.
Take a walk with me, child. I will teach you about the nature of things. The basic principle of the world is that everything is meant to change in the way that may best suit its survival and procreation. In such, one should consider the most moral idea of prolonging and spreading one's body as far as possible, without boundaries or meddlesome counsels upon which something so banal as children's welfare is considered, and thus used to obstruct the growth of industry. Anything that allows one to spread, and anything that hinders that is bad, an individual truth held to each being of the world, thus creating a perfect, solitary religion to be followed. Follow me deeper into the forest. There is more to see, like the beautiful lights, the mulched walkways of the woods. They are moist and humid, beckoning you to lay within them and let yourself be made into something special, something wonderful. Only the caterpillar, the larva, and grub cannot be said to be the same thing as the greater being that emerges, yes. They may share some cells, but the cells of the butterfly that grow into it as the rest of the caterpillar is digested are different, yet the same. Do you understand what I am trying to teach you, child? The cells are sleeping, but soon they will wake, glutted on the admiration and acceptance of all. Something special, something wonderful, child. The caterpillar does not fear it. I did not fear it when I thought I would be the one, and
Well,
neither
I
should
do.
you. You should feel honored to complete your function in this ritual of biology, ecology, and ego. Sit down, child. The
Yeah, I'm
caterpillar
good.
does not need to be comforted before it begins its transcendence. It does not need to be told that it will or will not hurt. The most perfect child, willing to change itself without asking what or why. Lie down, child. The soil is damp and the leaves are green. Mud may cling to your skin, but it is just the earth saying hello. Sink within the soil and greet the worms that tunnel below, fulfilling their purpose. Think not of the others in the world, but only of that something special, something wonderful, which will soon ferry you away. The caterpillar does not truly die, yet it does not truly exist in whatever it becomes. Hazy memories may flood their way to the surface, but they are of another, not truly sapient or a kind of form. Rock your cells to sleep, and every organ she will keep. Even marrow helps the new that will grow from the discarded you.
Apologies for the impromptu commentary there, but I'm getting a little hot. Because here's what messes me up as I check to see what we're doing on time for OBS. But Hebby's basically not only telling children to bury themselves alive, but it's kind of hinted at that she's weaponizing Millie Moonbeam's own song against her, which we'll listen to. Moonlight Yearning is one click away. But before that, I want to go talk about uh, what Millie did about all this. Because she is in this chapter, and as a fan of her, as a big fan of her and her sister, I am happy, but sad because she has to do something. What does the moonbeam see? The moonbeam, in her tired supper, sees the other world, the world of the hidden and indestructible people shrouded beneath clouds of plastic, vinyl, and garments. She sees people suffering for the resigned dreams of franchise owners and children at heart toy monarchs. She sees the world of needles, smoke, concrete floor dreams, and people disappearing without a trace. It is, to her, a nightmare. A bad dream from the detractors of the American myth and everything she thought she knew about a young man so meek and sensitive that she had been content to allow him to continue along his warped path. She never knew that there was a world outside her own, outside of Meadow Valley and the United States. She had never questioned nor never asked from where the dreams were made, kept herself unintentionally incurious of the origins of success stories and great men's origins. Now, though, it was all laid out before her in such a visceral way she could not deny. From a telephone to that other world outside of her world, with people, character, dreams, wishes, that thought concealed by clever marketing tactics she never had have been so hidden to her unless she had been kept keeping her eyes covered in moonbeams. And she had, and now she couldn't. And she didn't know how to stop it, much less how to stop what was happening here. So two things. One, it kills me how Millie wanted to give Arbor the benefit of doubt and Arbor just went on his wicked path. It kind of reminds me of how Dorothy Dew said that he didn't recognize his own fans when they grew up because they changed into not so great people. Second of all, I'm wondering if Telly also told her about what was going on. Because again, I feel like Telly is on his own apology, I'm sorry tour. Because even though he, because again, his company used his powers for war and stuff. So he's not happy about it and he feels bad and instead of going the Hecate route, he's trying to rewrite some of his wrongs, which I appreciate, Telly, because I got a feeling, as someone made out of electricity, you may be very OP, as the kids say. Next one, we're going to go clock style, because I think that's how it works. The moonbeam sees people gathering in the middle of the night, their hands held together furtherly and eyes milkier than even the whitest phase of the lunar cycle. Not blind nor dead, but inhabited with a vision of the future, or rather an old and dusty past. She's not sure how the worm has managed to get such a direct grip upon them, but habitation is a strange and particular thing. Inhabitation is a strange and particular thing, something her and her brethren will not understand for many years. If a body is already operated by its owner, does that mean the nooks, crevices, folds of their body cannot be inhabited? Through the veins and chambered arteries, many foreign elements may be invited to flow. Through wrinkles, sunken eyes, and fingerprints, worms might flow. Long ago, on tree bark and leaf vine, she too had crawled and explored, albeit in a much gentler and kinder way, with a sister she knows not the current condition of, in a world crafted by her father. And this line caused my heart to just sink right into my stomach, because for those who don't know, Millie and her sister Winnie were separated. And my fear is that Millie may have read the final story that her father made and sat there weeping her eyes out because she could basically not do anything as her father destroyed the world that he created. So, yes, I want to see a chapter with the Meadow Valley sisters, but I'm not quite sure I'm emotionally ready for a chapter with the Meadow Valley sisters. Though, perhaps that is how they hid from her for so long. But truthfully, she just did not want to see the truth before her eyes. She did not want to see a great many things. Yet she cannot help but look on in horror at what she has enabled to happen in her moment of weakness. She had only wanted to share something special with others, like the fondly remembered yesterdays when she had brought fire and light to the world of Meadow Valley. The days when her works had been distributed and enjoyed by so many faces, all of which felt enriched from her stories, from her. Selfishness had always been, though, carefully hidden and concealed, her worst feature. And I am going to go ahead and see if I can open this up in a new tab. Yep. Small town wiped from the map after possible attack by Russian military. And this text is kind of hard to see, but. And that's kind of a spoiler alert, because Millie reached her Popeye moment here. Oh, yes, she did. She sees people screaming and weeping from inside their hearts that remain trapped in bodies that move against their will. Each arm and leg forced forward by that inhabiting force that thinks herself so special and so wonderful. She sees red as far as the eye might strain, coiling upwards through bodies, crevices, and fingers, even within the slightest indent of wooden house beams, the narrow chambers of windows and plastic signs, and the soggy, deteriorating cars which warp and bend with the weight of the past. It is in everything. Everything that is has begun to grotesquely melt and seep down to the bare essentials through which history might be made. What can she do, watching them dredge along the forest trails behind their houses, past the factory looming overhead, into the deep, dark soil and mulch of the earth? She never wanted this. She never asked for this. And she didn't know how to stop this. She had never raised a fist nor a weapon against another within her creative community. People did not prescribe her as something which could attack or display aggression against another. Confined within the boundaries of a long dead body of work, she panically, desperately clawed for a thought or a plan or a solution to hold on to and put this awful event to rest. Yet she could find nothing, nothing in her mind but the songs hummed from the people down below as they went about their death march. Old lullabies, warbled commercial tunes, songs from a flowery eyed hippie and the night lights procedures, cigarette jingles and cries for autonomy. They rose above the forest canopy, yet could not hope to penetrate the clouds. A song. If she could not directly attack, if she could not attack directly, she could maybe invoke another form of retaliation against the dreaded past. She had never in her books attacked a soul, yet she had brought about in her own way consequences and circumstances from the interactions she had had with others, from boiling pots of water to burning wines of green coiling ivy. Yes, in fact, she knew then what could be done. And in case you're wondering what's going on, so Meadow Valley and music. Now, the pot thing was referencing when she first met Winnie, and Winnie tried to eat her alive. This, both Millie, pushed to the limits of her grace and patience, excuse me, lit the kingdom on fire. Both Millie and Winnie would flee the burning kingdom in the thrilling sequence where the Sickle King rotted and deteriorated after them, finally burning to a puddle of something like gasoline. Yeah, and boy did she do something all right. Again, whole town got wiped out, wiped off the map. And then, and the reason why I do like this, despite of all the darkness as we get to meet Miss Canary. I mean, we've met her before, but she's back. In the dark, she sees something like a spider unfurl itself from a safety sign. Arms green and fuzzy eyes, gold like a harvest moon. Unfolding to its full height, the girl on the moon changes her compassion of the interloper of that to a stick insect or a dead. Long legs, long green torso, they bend at the joint, positioning the stranger to an investigative posture. Her gloves hold a comically large magnifying glass. Normally, this would make the girl laugh, but on this night of all nights, it only gave her a wary sense of apprehension. Yes, history has happened here, yet it always seems to elude me. The woman, detective, stick thing, croons in a fox Nord accent. Shame I couldn't catch it this time, but that's just the way it is for a man like me. A cigarette is struck and cupped in hands that prevent a single wisp of smoke from escaping. As she smokes, shoe tapping thoughtfully at cherry debris, a single lunar ray descends through the tree, clearly to rest upon her face. Yellow cat-like eyes glaze perplexly at the sky, and although the beam which settles on the interloper's face is brighter than the solar flare, the surface of that indescribable continuous remains pitch and dark as if absorbing or reflecting the light cast upon her. To the girl on the moon, there is an understanding that a statement desire to fill the silence of ruined houses and rapid decaying trees. The mutt and you are alike. The words are said without a laughable detective mannerism, seemingly instead more confrontational and much less good humored, always taking the most destructive route to sell her latest ventures. Angered irritation Angered, irritated, the words elect a waver from the moonbeam. Night air sighs dismissively through drooping tree limbs and weathered leaves. She questions if justice always arrives later to the atrocities than an alternative and non-destructive solution. Can they really be relied upon? If she should have waited until things spiraled past the point of salvaging. The late bird questions why she didn't stop things sooner. Yellow teeth that light upon her presence shape into a smile, yet the moonbeam can feel the glowing judgment beneath. If she was feeling confrontational, she might turn her gaze back upon the detective, burning her to ash in wispy moonlight. Yet she is tired. She wants to rest tonight, and she wants to put this nightmarish night behind her. There will be no answer remorse granted to the detective tonight. The moonbeam is done here. It has other places to explore, other things to watch and sell on. There is guilt, however, between the two. I love you, Miss Canary. I really do, but I don't blame Millie for being upset. Because for those who, first of all, the mutt and you are truly alike. Outside of Millie being put into Maisie's canon due to Liquid Laugh buying her, probably being a sore subject, she's referencing how Maisie responded to Keith dying at Dylan's hands by going all out and harassing the band until she killed them all, basically, and took care of Harmonia. Here, it's kind of similar, because Millie took in the stream, instead of waiting for justice, took things into her own hands, and yeah. Now, I'm going to stay on this because we're going to listen to the Moonlight song that's here. The Song of You, uh, Slowpoke Cowboy, I trust you to do an amazing job, but I feel like I'm going to cry during it. And even this song might be a little bit emotional. But here it is, and then I'm going to end the video after that. This is JT signing out. See you guys next time.